It's about 6:18. Time now for what's trending. Rapper will.i.am is hoping people will want to make a statement with his new $300 face mask. Check it out. The Black Eyed Peas member announced this week he's teaming up with Honeywell to launch the Super Mask. It's got a ton of bells and whistles, including dual 3-speed fans, air filters, Bluetooth connectivity, and LED day glow lights. The mask also has noise-canceling audio, microphone capabilities, 7 hours of battery life, and an earbud docking system. One of the mask's designers is Jose Fernandez. He actually helped create Elon Musk's SpaceX suits. The high-tech face gear has not been approved by the FDA, but the agency has authorized it for emergency use. The mask is set to release on supermask.com. Actually later today. So it's a pretty neat looking mask. I gotta say, it looks cool. Would I shell out the money for it? I don't know. I don't think I could, but I do think that, you know, earlier in the pandemic we saw a lot of these masks selling. They were like diamond encrusted masks going for a lot more than this was going for. So in terms of the bang for your buck, I think it does come with a lot of cool bells and whistles, and for some people could be worth it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be hot on the market when it finally gets out. You know, it literally has everything you would want, like, right? I mean, what else? You usually have, you know, your AirPods or some kind of earphones in, and then you're being protected at the same time. I mean, it's really unique. And like you said, you know, people have been trying to be fashionable with the masks. So why not be fashionable and, you know, technically inclined with it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this, especially with the fans on there too. I know, especially as we head to the warmer season, our faces are going to be all hot and sweaty and everything else from wearing those masks. So what a good way to keep your face cooled off with that too. Get some air flowing. I know one of the struggles I have with these face masks, so hard to breathe. What about you guys?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the big ones. That and like the glasses fogging up whenever I'm using those. But
yeah.
It's been a struggle, but we've all managed to kind of adapt to that.
Yeah, and I would definitely want to have that mask during this if I was out skiing or something. And this 95-year-old Utah man, he may have set a record as the oldest person to helicopter ski. Junior Banu skied 4 runs Monday in the Wasatch Mountains near Snowbird in Utah. For those wondering, helicopter skiing or heli skiing is a type of backcountry skiing that requires a helicopter to access remote areas. Family and friends join Bonus, who used to work at Snowbird Resort as the first mountain school director and director of skiing. He is considered one of the legends in American skiing. Monday was his 60th day skiing in the 2020-21 season. The family was informed by Guinness World Record that the previous helicopter skiing age record holder was 94 and 306 days old. So he's 95 years old and he's 224 days, and that would be on Monday. So he qualifies and everything with this, and it's so cool. Sorry, I had trouble reading through that, but it was really cool to learn about. And you know, he's just out there, you know, conquering it. So I mean, kudos to him. It's so inspirational to see things like that. So I'm hoping I can do things like that at 95.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of skiing, and I've never done anything as crazy as that. Like, I had to take a helicopter to a location. But there's some pretty cool areas back, you know, in the Northeast when I was skiing back home. But you know, I would love to be able to, you know, even at like 70, 80 years old, that's getting up there for being able to have that balance. So it's so impressive that not only did he do that, but he skied so many days this season too.
I can officially say a 95-year-old has better balance than I do. When I tried skiing that one time over at Camp 10, and I can't even stay on my feet for like 5 seconds. So, props to him for being able to pull that off. This next story, though, very interesting as well. A rare postcard written by a Titanic crew member is going under the hammer next week. The ship's radio operator, Jack Phillips, wrote this card to his sister just weeks before the Titanic's fatal journey. An auction house says Phillips is a forgotten hero of the Titanic saga. That's because he kept sending SOS messages to other ships while the Titanic was sinking. Phillips managed to get into a lifeboat, but he still died from exposure to the cold. The auction house says his postcard is expected to fetch about $15,000. Bidding closes April 14th, the 109th anniversary of the ship's sinking. And yeah, that's crazy to think that it's been so long since the Titanic sank. And back then when excuse me, but yeah, we're really kind of looking at, this is really interesting to say the least. And the Titanic, way back when, they had telegraph, if my memory is serving correctly. So technology a little limited back then as well. So kind of a tough thing there.
Yeah, a lot of history behind that letter too, and so many stories and people that we don't really hear about when we talk about the Titanic. So it's really cool to highlight him.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, who really ends up getting that and who is, passionate about these things. I think it's really interesting to know, like, people in the world, they've done so much research on this matter. And, I guess to have something like that, that's just like a little prize. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and a piece of history, too. That thing is many years old, and it'd be cool to kind of preserve that history for years to come as well.